I shepherd, I shall not want. Him make it I like down in the green pastures. Him did it I beside still water them. Him restore it I soul. Him did it I in the part of I trustness for him name's sake. Yay! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and I stop them comforted I and I. Unu prepare the table before I, in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I. All the days of I life, me I go dwell in the house of my Lord God. Jah, KWEKU, Tela, Exact beer, Tana Istalina Bashante, Shante. Aw mauso bolisa. Adanu wato, e wasikle for. Jakpata bedavio. Monye kuo. Agbe no heavy. Megba fumato. Awatanyu mo Oh you waladon. Oh you waladon. Oh you waladon. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral, because we are not. We have taken sides. The side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. And my name, Black Rasta. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire there is something super sumptuous cooking, ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. That is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, from all and sundry, the rank and file of our people, subject these ideas to some crucial forensic scrutiny. Right after that, we tease out the creme de la creme of all these ideas and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And remember, this is the headquarters of the truth. This is the domicile of the truth. Yes, it is the address of the truth. It is the hometown of the truth. This is the foundation of the truth. This certainly is the habitat of the truth, the bedroom of the truth. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Absolutely. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, also on X, formerly called Twitter. We are also on TikTok, where we keep ticking and talking with the hands of patriotism. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Now today we have 4 very important issues to look at, and it's going to be truly hot. We have some crazy exclusives, and at the same time, oh God, we have all the news. You know, my brother, my sister, we never tell the news unless we have the X factor, the factor nobody else has except us. This is the fastest growing online network. My brother, my sister, in charge of patriotism and also Pan-Africanism. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do me a favor. It takes just 1 second. Hit on the subscription button and right after that on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. This is the Black Pot. Please share the broadcast so many more people can be part of this. Above all, recommend us to family and friends. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, and here we speak truth to power. Absolutely. Let's get ready to rumble. Story number 1. Watch this. Inside story on why President Mahama sacked Baba Jamal. Baba Jamal is a nice guy. I truly love him. In fact, when Obama was coming into this country, he was one of those who supported me very strongly to be able to meet this great man. Yes, Obama had asked to see me, but there were some politicians who were working underground to prevent me from meeting the man. Maybe they would have given him a certain lame excuse. Oh, he's not well, or he's out of the country, and Obama would have just taken it like that. Baba Jamal was one of those who went underground and made sure that I was always up to speed with whatever was happening. And I remember my feud with Zita or KWEKU. In fact, Baba Jamal went into it and brought the two of us together. Right in the presence of Obama and the rest of them, when they were seated behind us, he called me and called Zita and made us smoke the peace pipe. Those of you who know the story, let's not go too much into it. In fact, Zita did all she did to deny me what was supposed to come to me. She was at the time a minister of state. And for some reason, she didn't seem to like me that much. And she didn't see why Black Rasta should meet with Obama. She rather went for people like Abeku Santana and some other such people and was trying to push them because they were those who were befitting. I was Rasta and I didn't dress like somebody who Obama would like to meet, even though Obama asked to see me. My brother, my sister, well, these are things we have put behind us. We have made peace. But for the sake of the records, we just will tell you some of these stories time after time. Baba Jamal was the one who called me and called Zita. Oh yes, right at the seat of government. And he said, Zita, Black Rasta is your brother. Black Rasta, Zita is your sister. Why are you guys fighting? The way he put it, we both laughed. We held each other and took photographs that went viral in the years. I think that was somewhere 2009. My brother, my sister, this is Baba Jamal. So I have a lot of respect for him. But it's all about Ghana. Baba Jamal was born somewhere in 1959 in Akwetia in the eastern region. He's been an MP for the area. Before, there was a time a hairdresser dethroned him from the MPship and it was news all over Ghana. This is Baba Jamal Ahmad. Oh yes. In fact, when John Dramani Mahama came into power, he decided to dispatch him all the way from Ghana to Nigeria. And he told him, you are the ambassador. You are representing Ghana. With all love, raise high the flag of Ghana. Baba Jamal smiled. In fact, John Dramani Mahama shook his hands because he's been a long-time supporter of the president, even in opposition. This is Baba Jamal. He's a man of integrity. Many people love him. He's also a lawyer by profession. Oh yes, this is Baba Jamal Ahmed. Now all of a sudden, we heard that the president had sacked him. They used the beautiful word. Oh yes, he recalled him. That is another way of saying he has been sacked. And the letter was awash the internet. The letter from the presidency saying that Baba Jamal had been recalled. This is the letter. President recalls Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has directed the immediate recall of Muhammad Baba Jamal Ahmad from his position as Ghana's High Commissioner to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, the decision follows allegations of voter inducement in today's National Democratic Congress primaries in the Ayawaso East constituency, in which Baba Jamal, a candidate, participated. In his directive to the Ministry for Foreign Affairs recalling Mr. Baba as High Commissioner, the President noted that while the allegations of vote buying were made against multiple candidates who contested the primaries, Baba Jamal was the only serving public officer amongst them. The President has also noted the public statement by the General Secretary of the NDC indicating that the party has commenced its own investigations into the allegations arising from the primaries. Dash it away. And this was signed by Felix Kwachi Ofosu, spokesperson to the President, Minister in charge of government communications. Dash it away. So this is Baba Jamal, recalled, and he's back here in Ghana. I have news for you. How did all this happen? Why did the President take that decision? We have inside information. Oh, yes. Now watch this. Hey, Baba Jamal participated in the Ayawaso elections. A man passed on. And when he died, his wife, a Muslim, was asked to jump into the fray and be the next MP, as it has become the penchant of so many political parties in Ghana. Anytime a man dies, the wife is induced, persuaded to take over the mantle as MP. We all remember the bloody widow. Do we? My brother, my sister, a remark that was most unfortunate. Today, she's gone back after just one tenure or so. She has been dethroned by John Dumelo. Ayawasu were gone. Now as it stands, let's talk some more. Now another Ayawasu is here. And 4 people contested. Right? Baba Jamal was there. This beautiful woman was also there. And it was rife and fraught with inducements, aka bribery. We're told that chairman actually gave out motorbikes, a number of them, to delegates. In fact, this beautiful lady, the widow, Amina Adam, also gave out about 3,000 Ghana cedis each to the delegates. She didn't deny it, but she said that it is nothing but transportation, TNT, and there's nothing wrong with that. Baba Jamal was said to have also given TV sets and more to delegates. And many people saw it as inducement, bribery, and corruption. Then Baba Jamal was interviewed. In fact, Joy News was there. And courtesy Joy News, this was what Baba Jamal said to the media and to the people of Ghana when he was asked about the TV sets he gave out, and also the fact that he might have given those so-called gifts at the wrong time. Oh, he said something. Watch this.
There have been allegations of vote buying among
I have not seen anything like that, please. Well, here, have you seen anything like that? Have you seen anybody buying votes? I have not seen anybody buying, so I can't comment on that. If allegations, why should you come to me? Go investigate that allegation.
Some delegates have received television sets and they say it's coming from your camp. Who do you confirm otherwise?
So if you give television sets to people, what is wrong with it when you gift things to people? Is this the first time I'm gifting things to people? I have been, those of you who know me, know that every Christmas, every occasion, every instant, I have put down 2.5 million to give free loans to people. So if today you are giving, people are coming to vote and you are giving them something, you are not, it's not buying food. I speak. If you have listened to me carefully, I say, look, if somebody gives you gifts, you can take it. But allowing that gift to influence your vote is what is wrong. It's not a gift. It's allowing that gift to influence your vote. Then it's wrong. By giving gifts, all this week, you think that you can bring people together and you won't give them water. It is not the item. It is the intention. Do you understand? And I don't think that I have gone around, I've spoken to them, I've met people, and that's why I'm still saying that I'm hope and trust that they will see reason with me and come along with me.
Your Excellency, the timing, is it not constant to you? The timing for giving the gift that you just mentioned, if indeed gifts actually happen, is the timing not something that you should worry about?
Timing of what?
The timing at which these gifts were given.
As you are talking now, if I give you gift, won't you take it?
Your Excellency.
Do we have time that we give gifts? Please.
Your Excellency.
As you are talking and asking me this question, if I give you a gift, won't you take it? What Baba Jamal is seeking to achieve is that even in his campaign, he told all the delegates, please, if they come with gifts, take. But make sure that the gifts do not influence you to make a counter vote. Vote according to your whims and caprices. When they bring gifts, take these gifts, but make sure the gifts do not induce you to do something untoward. That's what Baba Jamal is saying. So he's not against the giving of gifts by anybody. But his problem is that, yes, indeed, those gifts can induce, but make sure that the gifts don't induce you. So when does it become a bribe? It becomes a bribe when, at the point of giving the gift, or a little after, it induces you to vote for this person because of the gift. In that case, we may have to go around and ask all the delegates, which gift made you sway your vote from one side to the other? Then as we arrest them, we will go around and also arrest those who gave those so-called gifts. Because from that point, it will no longer be a gift, but a bribe. In order to cut away all these cumbersomeness, what do? We say don't give gifts at all to people who are supposed to vote. In the days of Achampong, all the offices in Ghana, in fact, had signs written all over the walls. And what did those signs scream? Simple. Don't take gifts. They are bribes. These are civil servants working in offices employed by the state. And the sign was that they shouldn't take gifts. So when you are in the office and a man comes seeking your service that you are legally being paid for, and he gives you a gift, don't accept it because it's a bribe. It's simple. Now, a smart journalist asks Baba Jamal, it might be a gift, but the timing, people are about to vote, then you go about giving them gifts. And his answer is that, me, I am a philanthropist. Every year at Christmas, I put down 2.5 million Ghana cedis. And I give that as free loans. I don't know what it means to say free loans. Maybe loans without interest. That's what Baba Jamal said. Then he ends it up by saying, you, if I give you a gift, won't you take? Again, how can you gather people to come and vote and you don't give them water? Is it your duty to give the people water? Or it is the duty of the party to do that? I'm asking. It will be an irresponsible party that brings together and gathers people for a cause and does not refresh these people. They are your guests. So for that matter, by our tradition, they must drink water. If you can't give them water, then you don't have the right to even invite them. That's the African tradition. Yes, in some traditions, you give them kola nuts before water. But in most of the traditions of Africa, water is number one because water signifies life. Did the NDC gather all these people from around to come and bask in the hot African sun without refreshments? That's the question we have to ask. If delegates now have to be at the mercy of candidates to be able to drink water, then we are in trouble. We all remember Ayawaso, Wuagon. When Mami Sairam, did I get the name right? Alasan decided to go out there and give fried rice to police people and to voters. John Dumelo cried tears and said, what is this stupid thing about? We all heard him. All Ghanaians condemned this. Today people are carrying TV sets. My brother, my sister, as we saw in that video, allegedly given to them by my very good brother, Baba Jamal, then there's a cause for alarm. Look at this. They were all carrying these NASCO TV sets, and these are supposed to be delegates or agents of delegates. My brother, my sister, they should all be identified in the so-called investigation. And if these people are truly associated to some kind of delegates, or they are delegates themselves, my brother, my sister, immediate action has to be taken. Whatever it is, the president has taken a very, very beautiful decision. Vote buying is crazy. Allegations of inducement, you could call that bribery, will not be tolerated. And for that matter, Baba Jamal has been recalled. We're going to go into the deepest secret why this happened. Dash it away and come here. Okay? Now this is Baba Jamal. I am sad that it has to happen to this man. A very hard-working member of the party. But the law is the law. Baba Jamal said 2.5 million. It is time for the OSP to find out how Baba Jamal is able to raise 2.5 million Ghana cedis every year. I know he's a lawyer. 2.5 million. How do you get that? Baba Jamal, in fact, is on record to have said a few years back that the money you spend in order to become an MP, in fact, is more than what you get back as an MP. Can I repeat that? What you spend in order to become an MP in Ghana is far more than what you get as an MP. Baba Jamal. And when you Google that, you will see it clearly. It's this kind of expenditure we are trying to prevent. If you want to serve the people, why do you have to pay them? Why do you have to induce them? Why do you have to give them bribe so that you'll be able to sit in that position? It means there's an ulterior motive. It means there's a certain kind of gold that we sit on that we don't know. My brother, my sister, to be an MP in Ghana is not easy. You spend an arm and a leg trying to go in there. And when you go in there, it looks like the only glory there is in some other things except service and your salary. Can I tell you more? Can I tell you more? Come here. Now, watch me. The president decided to take this decision. And I decided to run around the corridors of power and find out exactly why the president has taken this decision. Number one, the president has made it clear that he has decided to finger only Baba Jamal because Baba Jamal is the only serving officer in these elections. Can I repeat that? Out of the four, it's only Baba Jamal who is a sitting serving officer. In other words, an appointee of the president. Am I making a point? Can I go deeper? This is where the story gets sweeter. Remember when the president said that woe betides any one of his appointees who will bring him the first controversy the first scandal. Do you remember? Baba Jamal has become the very first. Baba Jamal has become the very first to bring a scandal to the president, and he's angry. That's it. Mr. President said, woe betides any of my appointees who brings me the first scandal. For over a year now, no serious scandal. None. Of course, we saw my very good brethren, Sami Jemfi, give us some money to AGRADAA. People made some noise about it. And then it went down. Then, now Baba Jamal, who is an ambassador, a man who is supposed to be representing Ghana outside Ghana, comes to Ghana and there's a scandal. No means scandal, then bribery. You could call it inducement. And in an interview, Baba Jamal did not deny that he didn't give anything. He went ahead to say that it is something that he does. I give out to the people. Every Christmas, I give 2.5 million as free loans to the people. And what are you talking about? Are you saying that if we gather people around like this, we can't give them water to drink? All these answers point to the direction that Baba Jamal truly parted with something. He started by saying, I have not heard about any vote buying. Did you see anything? Now, the interviewer goes ahead to ask, but we saw TV sets and we're told by the delegates that they got them from you. And then he says, what? So, what is wrong with that? They are gifts. And if I give gifts to people, is it a problem? My brother, it is a problem. Where you are looking up to somebody to do a certain clean job for you, and you have to pay the person to do this in something that is supposed to be fair and free elections, it is a problem. It is a problem. Baba Jamal could have waited. After he won, then he would give them the TV sets. When you go to a radio presenter and say, oh, I have good music, I want you to play. Please listen to the music, and if you like it, play. Then I add an envelope to it. It is no longer free and fair. It is bribery and corruption. Am I making sense? But there's another MP that we all know. In fact, a former MP from Savulgu, Ras Mubarak. In the days he had dreadlocks and he played reggae music just like me. See? Ras Mubarak started off as a radio presenter in Tamale at Radio Savannah. Oh yes, he had dreadlocks. That's him. Then after some time, he got bald-headed, and therefore the dreadlocks faded out, and now he sports a clean bald head. This is Ras Mubarak. Now Ras Mubarak has spoken. He's reported to have said in the media that we should stop the hypocrisy. Vote buying is a thing that has been with us from time immemorial. Vote buying has been happening. And if we pretend we don't see this, especially from people who themselves came into power, vote buying, then it's a problem. What we need to do is to be able to expand the electoral college and do more. I reached out to him in his base and we spoke briefly. Watch this.
If there are allegations of vote buying and the party has said that it should be investigated, and then all of a sudden you have instances where people are baying for blood and saying crucify him and give us Barabbas, or crucify them and give us Barabbas, and especially if this is coming from persons who cannot, raise their hands and swear by the Bible or by the Quran or by Antwanyama or Ogun or Loboko, then clearly, this is a moment of sober reflection. where the political class need to take a pause and say, look, this is not right. Where we are going certainly should not be the way we are going. But if you have people who that by themselves have been, involved in the process, all of a sudden, saying to crucify them and give us Barabbas, then clearly that's marks of crass hypocrisy.
Involved in what process?
I mean, if people may have, so it was a question that I posed, that is there anybody in the political class who could say that they've never given gifts, inducements prior to an election? And if there are, they should raise their hands. It's a question. It's not an accusation, because we all know. Don't forget, I have personally gone through a similar situation in 2009. As a matter of fact, in my case, I reported it was so offensive that I made a formal report to the BNI and reported to the party, but nothing came out of it. So I'm hoping that this provides us a unique opportunity, to push for the reforms that ought to happen in the party, so that we expand the electoral college and make it easier, for every Tom, Dick, and Harry who is of sound mind to run for elections, not because they have, big sponsors or money bags, but simply because they are dedicated to the cause of their constituency or Ghana. Elections, high office in our country cannot be the exclusive preserve of, persons who can pay bribes, and for us in the NDC, if you look at what happened in 2015, Sam George would never have had any chance of becoming MP against E.T. Mensah if the system was this small electoral college system. He had no chance. We would not have discovered the Isaac Adongos, the Alassane Suyinis, the Clementa Parks, etc., the Dafiama Post, but for an expanded electoral college, which made it impossible for big men, big shots, people with money to literally buy elections. So I'm saying once you expand your electoral college, it gives equal opportunity to everyone, rich or poor. And if we're seeking to build an equal society, that should be the way forward.
So this is Ras Mubarak, now all bald, and is busily going around fighting for a borderless Africa. Ras Mubarak said, let the person without sin cast the first stone. Let's stop this hypocrisy. Bribery, inducement, depending on how you want to call that, has been part of us. Bribery, inducement, all these years. What are we doing to stop that? It's very simple. He said in his days, the electoral college was expanded. We have to expand that so that this bribery can at least go down. He said in his case, his opponent went around bribing people and he reported to the national security and the police and even to the party, and nothing happened. So why are we all of a sudden trying to be seen to fight this canker? But what I would say is that late than never. MAHAMA has made it clear. The first person to bring me a scandal, woe betides you. And it looks like Baba Jamal has become the first victim of President MAHAMA's anger. Well, party members are going back to investigate this, and they are supposed to come back to tell us by February 10, we are told. Am I correct? To be able to tell us, my brother, my sister, what exactly they have found. Now, many questions have come. Will Baba Jamal be restored to his position as High Commissioner to Nigeria? It's not likely. It's gone. President MAHAMA has taken a decision. The first scandal has come, if anything at all. he might be given another position if it comes out that he is clean. But it is very murky. It will be difficult to come back and say that Baba Jamal did not give out any inducements. From his own interviews, it will be difficult to defend that notion. The other question is this. Those other people who allegedly gave out inducements or bribes, as you may call that, they are not being taken on because they are not office holders. But will they soon be office holders? Should they wait till they become office holders before the axe of justice starts grinding around them? These are the questions we need to ask. Oh, this person is not an officer yet, so they can be as corrupt as they want to be. Until they become officers, they are free to be corrupt. That sounds quite sarcastic. But my brother, my sister, it is time for Baba Jamal. It is Baba Jamal's day. And as it is right now, I am sure he's busily praying. He has gathered some malams around him as a Muslim to help pray for victory. I wish you all the very best. My prayer is that it will come out that nothing actually happened and that you are clean. Even though from where I see it, it is very shady and cloudy. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. But the Parliament House, some people have come together to already sign a certain petition that the whole Ayawaso election should be rerun. Because even as party members, they have realized that there was too much bribery, too dirty, too sad, and this will soil the name of the NDC. For that matter, it should totally be annulled. And these are their names. Alhaji Collins Dauda, a very good friend of Baba Jamal, has signed that the election be rerun. Honorable Mohammed Bawa Brema is in there. Honorable Dominic Napare is in there. Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra is also in there. In fact, Alassane Umar is also in there. Honorable Alfred Oko Baraman Vanderpoy is in there. And my brother, my sister, they have put out a letter, a communique. What are they saying in that communique? NDC Majority Caucus in Parliament calls for cancellation of Ayawaso East constituency primaries and disqualification of candidates. So Baba Jamal would have to be disqualified. Mami Adam would have to be disqualified, all four of them. Because in one way or the other, they've all been involved in this bribery thing. My brother, my sister, this is what it is. And Majority Leader in Parliament, MAHAMA Ayarga, has decided to pull out of the investigation team because he feels that already he has taken a stance. In view of the position taken by the caucus of the NDC in Parliament regarding cancellation of the Ayawaso East primary, it has become untenable for me to serve on the investigation committee set up by the National Executive of the NDC. I have therefore notified the party that a suitable replacement should be appointed. Dash it away. Well, President Mahama never ceases to impress me. He has decided to recall a whole high commissioner because of allegations of bribery. Embarrassing. He's called him back. In fact, you are a diplomat serving the nation. There shouldn't be anything around you that has to do with this kind of scandal. Come home. Let us rebaptize you. In fact, let us wash you clean and see where we can put you up next. In the interim, the NDC caucus in Parliament says annul the elections. We don't want the elections. Let it be rerun. Whilst an investigative team is also working on this. But how did they decide that they will cancel the election or call for the cancellation of the election when the results of the investigation have not come out yet? But to those who do not know who won the elections, This is the results. The winner. He had 431 votes. And Najib Mohammed Sani, who couldn't even buy pure water for the delegates, he had only 1 vote, and that was his wife who voted for him. Dr. Yakubu Azindo, 45, came next. Muhammad had 88. And then Amina, who was touted to have won a lot of sympathy votes, she could only give 3,000, which cannot buy a TV set. For that matter, some people, in fact 32 people, decided to teach her a bitter lesson. Baba Jamal, my namesake, who has 2.5 million every Christmas to give out as free loans and free TV sets, NASCO. In fact, he won the day. Did bribery win the day? Or did democratic elections win? It looks like it's a win for NASCO TV, over 3,000 Ghana cedis. Hallelujah. It's the black pot. Dash it away. AKA Kuku, show them all. And here, we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Return AGRADAA to prison. Angry Professor KWEKU AZAR Tandes. KWEKU AZAR is a man almost every Ghanaian who is interested in politics knows. He is a professor who knows too much. He's very brainy. In fact, me and him have a departure point, and we spoke about this some time ago. He believes in double or dual citizenship. I don't. I believe where our nation is, we don't need dual citizenship. If you are Ghanaian, hold on to your Ghanaian identity. I don't believe in Ghanaians becoming Americans or Japanese or Chinese or British. I don't believe in that. You can go for a green card. I have no problem with that. But citizenship, what does that mean? That you are a citizen. And they use the word naturalize. Hallelujah. I wish they used the word artificialize. How do you become a natural citizen of America when you were born and bred in Africa, eating mamoni and Kobe? Now you are calling yourself naturalized, eating pizza and cheese. Shaggy and Boroba. My brother, that is the departure point. But it's an intellectual argument or discussion. I respect KWEKU AZAR so much, and he knows I hold him in high esteem. To those of you who don't know KWEKU AZAR, can I run a dossier on him so you see exactly who this is? Hey, his name is Stephen KWEKU AZAR. That's the original name. He's a professor. University HHF4, as they say in Chi. He's popularly known as KWEKU AZAR. He's a prominent US-based Ghanaian legal scholar. He's also an accounting professor and prominent social media lawyer. I like that, social media lawyer. An activist. He's widely recognized for his persistent advocacy for constitutional reforms and the rule of law in Ghana. Can I tell you more? Academic and professional background. Hey, he is the KPMG Professor of Accounting at the University of Florida's Fisher School of Accounting. He's not a little man. He is also a research professor at Nyanrode Business University in the Netherlands and a fellow in public law and justice at the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana. This is the beast we are talking about, the beast of an intellectual. Now, in the late 2024 and early 2025, he petitioned for the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo on grounds of alleged misconduct and incompetence, though the presidency eventually dismissed the petition as lacking merit. At the end of the day, Torkornoo was kicked out in another petition. This is KWEKU I'm talking about. Today, we're going to talk about him, and that is the next thing. He says, he frequently critiques court rulings he finds legally flawed, such as the reduction of Nana AGRADAA's prison sentence from 15 years to 12 months in February 2026. Dash it away. This is KWEKU. He's a professor. Show him respect. Put respect on his name. Hey, I saw something he wrote on Facebook, as he usually does, and I cringed. It shook me under my feet. In fact, I started to wet my pants as if I had a weak bladder. I went red, right, like red ketchup, better still, red coral. I thought, AGRADAA is coming out. We all are excited. Prophets like Prophet Nigel Gazy saw it from afar that the woman would be set free. And she's coming. Everybody is excited. Nobody is really questioning. Under what conditions? Prophets like Reverend Sunshine Anaba also prophesied on this same thing. Followers are excited that the prophecy of their prophets have come to pass. Yes, that is good. But can we question how 15 years became 1 year? If we refuse to question some of these things, my brother, my sister, we would actually be doing our motherland, especially the judiciary, a lot of harm. Can I tell you more? Now the judge sitting on the case warned all prophets never to try and take credit for whatever decision was going to be taken. Why did they foresee that these prophets will be saying that? Why did they stop them from taking credit? After all, they foresaw that before even the courts pronounced that. But can I go deeper? Let's look at KWEKU and let's look at exactly what he's saying. He's saying that AGRADAA must go back to prison. That's it. In order to save our judiciary, he says common sense tells us that AGRADAA was not a mosquito. And for that matter, no sledgehammer was needed in smashing her out. He was speaking tongue in cheek. Run it, my youth. This is what he put out. AGRADAA is not a mosquito. And the trial judge did not use a sledgehammer. Can we read? Now he says, let me begin. And I'm not going to read everything, but we're going to look at the key points in there. And please come along and see the reason in this. Let us begin where the High Court judge himself began. He made 3 points that deserve to be stated plainly and without qualification. This was the High Court judge's remarks. Number 1, he said the conviction was right. That means whatever it was, AGRADAA was supposed to go to jail. And she is in jail now. So the decision was good. 2, the prosecution proved his case and beyond reasonable doubt. The prosecution, those who took AGRADAA to court on behalf of the nation, whatever it was, they proved their case. Everything was right. So that one too, we take it. Thirdly, the trial was fair. That means there was no problem with the trial. There was no bias. There was no intimidation and no violation of Article 19. My brother, my sister, and if all these things are right, how did the judge get it wrong by giving AGRADAA 15 years and she ended up having another judge look down on that decision and turn it to 1 year, 12 months? KWEKU explains. He said, it was a careful criminal trial that resulted in lawful conviction on 3 counts. Listen, 3 counts. The only problem is that one judge gave 15, the other judge came back and said, no, we will give you 1. Flip the page. Let's look at what AGRADAA did. Now the question is whether the sentence imposed by the trial court was substantively unreasonable. That is whether it fell outside the range of reasonable outcomes given the nature of the offense and the offender. You know, when you go to court, they give you between this and that. You have the lower point and the higher point. If you meet a judge who is angry, he will give you the higher part, and it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Now, what did AGRADAA do? Number one, fraud disguised as faith. She promised to distribute 300,000 Ghana cedis at an all-night church service, deliberately targeting the poor and desperate. Then use the event to extract money under false pretenses. Did you hear that? That's what AGRADAA did. She went to church, defrauded them using Sakawa. But this time round, faith-based Sakawa. I'm going to distribute 300,000 Ghana cedis. Get ready. And all these people are poor people who sell pure water. Some of them sell PK on the streets. Some of them, in fact, they sell things that we can't say in the ghetto. They all came. Okay, you put your collection here. We'll distribute the money. And she ended up robbing the people. 2, charlatanic advertising on TV and social media. She ran flashy promotions on today's TV and online platforms, displaying bundles of cash and promising rent and business support. She brought money like the Sakawa boys do, Abu Trika and all those people. You know, they bring big amounts of money, flashy. And then she promised people that she was going to pay their rent and so on and so forth. So they believed that she was rich. Whatever she told them, oh, me, I'm not here for your money. It's for your own good. Just bring this amount of money. And she charlatanically robbed them. Thirdly, collected money, broke promises. Congregants were grouped and induced to pay 500 Ghana cedis to 1,000 Ghana cedis in exchange for supposed multiplication. Sikagari. Only insiders received anything. Come, bring your money. I will double it. I will triple it. And when they brought the money, bam, she was gone. Such a thief. Lights off, cameras off, then chaos. Collections allegedly occurred with lights and cameras off. Then congregants demanded their money back. Talks were reportedly called in. Oh, bring money, we'll double. They bring money. They spread the money on the floor, then light off in the church. Before the lights come on, the money gone. And when the congregants started complaining, they brought macho men to come and beat them and send them away. That's what KWEKU is saying. Number 5, AGRADAA. This is not the first time she's having a criminal conviction. She's had Miensa 3. So she is not remorseful. 2 counts of defrauding by false pretense and 1 count of charlatanic advertising. 3 criminal convictions. But look at it. Repeated offender, no remorse. She had a prior conviction. Okay, that's once in 2021 for similar conduct. The trial court expressly noted recidivism, lack of remorse, and professional orchestration. So the judge who gave her 15 years looked at all this. You've done it before. You've been convicted. We looked at it as first offender. We decided to do whatever we did. What they say. In fact, temper justice with mercy. Right? You temper justice with mercy. Now you are back with the same thing. You have not shown enough remorse. You will go in there and give the maximum. He didn't do anything wrong. At the end of the day, 8, systemic harm, not small loss. The true harm lies not in the amount taken, but in the erosion of trust, the exploitation of faith, and the normalization of religious scams. KWEKU has spoken. So when we look at all these things, and the judge comes and says 15 years is too much, we'll give her 1. She's not a first offender. She's done it before. And the judge almost said that a sledgehammer was used to kill a mosquito. AGRADAA wasn't a mosquito. She had become an elephant in crime. Crime. The only way AGRADAA could have come out earlier should have been a presidential pardon, because she had changed, she was now doing good, but this is not a first-time offender. The same tricks. It looks like AGRADAA cannot do any genuine business except stealing, fraud, sakawa, scam. That's what KWEKU is saying. So the courts, in fact, risk treating an elephant like a mosquito. And if you mistake an elephant for a mosquito, you will be trampled upon. In the opinion of KWEKU, he would wish that AGRADAA would return to jail. What do you think? Is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonemo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey ya! Hey yo! Wayo!
Blackpot, Koku show man. Blackpot, Koku show man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, this is the bedroom of the truth, the foundation of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Kukushonamo. It's the Black Pot, and I am most excited to be with you. Okay. Oh. We have more news coming in. Oh my God. More news coming in. My brother, my sister, watch this. Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, it's time to do that. It takes only 1 second. Hit on the notification button right after subscribing, and please share the broadcast so many more people can be part of this. This is the ultimate, the headquarters of the truth. Story number 3. Watch this. Meet Kwame Nkrumah's son, who says Kotoka name change is irrelevant. Well, his name is Sekou Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah decided to name him after his very good friend, the Guinean president Ahmed Sekou Toure. Sekou Toure was a great man. His people loved him. When Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown in 1966, the 24th of February, so many countries wanted to have him, but he chose to go to Guinea. And he sat with Ahmed Sekou Toure in the capital, Conakry, where Ahmed Sekou Toure bemoaned the situation in Ghana. He said, you guys don't know what you guys just lost. This is a colossus of ideas. You have lost him. We will make him president here. Ahmed Sekou Toure decided that he would make Nkrumah president so that he would deputize Nkrumah. But Nkrumah humbly said, oh, no, no, no. He again said, then let me make you co-president. Nkrumah said, oh, no, 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 no. You know what I will do? I will sit in the background and support you with ideas, and then we'll do this together. I don't really need the title. Unlike many who said he wanted to be life president, he was so crazy about posts and power, he decided to push away the power. Like in Julius Caesar. We all remember Macbeth. Oh my God. 3 times he was asked to wear the crown, and 3 times he rejected it. My brother, my sister. Kwame Nkrumah, his last child, Sekou Toure. In fact, Samia is older than Sekou Toure's namesake, Sekou Nkrumah. Now, when you look at the photos of the Nkrumah family, the early photographs, you will not see Sekou Nkrumah in there. But in exile, there were many pictures of Fatia Nkrumah holding the little baby, like in this one. So on the left, that's the right-hand side of Fatia, is Gamel. On the left is Samia, and still being breastfed is Sekou Nkrumah. In fact, he didn't grow to see his father or even recognize him. Well, there's a debate in Ghana, and that debate is very simple. Why should we name such an important edifice, the whole international airport, after a coup maker? And we have been talking about it. Well, journalists decided to speak to Kwame Nkrumah's son, one of his children. And Sekou Nkrumah spoke. What exactly did Sekou say? Watch this.
In the public space, the news. So government plans to change the name of the Accra KOTOKA International Airport to Accra International Airport. Since you are the son of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, what do you think about it? Do you think the change is necessary?
Well, being the son of Nkrumah has nothing to do with it. It's a public space. It concerns all Ghanaians.
Okay.
So now the history of the name KOTOKA International Airport, we all know is that KOTOKA was killed in the counter coup of 67. Of course, he was one of the architects of the 66 coup that removed Nkrumah from office. But the KOTOKA airport was named after him because he died around the airport area. So in 67 in the counter coup that failed in a way. So the NLC government then, by 69 or so, I think, named the airport after him. So we understand that history. So now all these years where the name has not changed, I'm not too sure why now. It's not a bread and butter issue.
Okay.
So for most Ghanaians, whether the name is KOTOKA or Accra International Airport doesn't really make any difference.
Okay.
But now we need to know why is the change now? So is the government saying that because there was KOTOKA was a coup maker, so we don't want anything associated with coup makers to be named after any coup maker in Ghana?
Yeah.
That's the argument. And if that is the argument, then Rawlings, Achampon, and all the past heads of state who had staged the coup and came to power, we shouldn't name anything after them, if that's the logic.
Yeah.
Now, if the idea is that because Nkrumah was overthrown in 66, and that was a bad thing for Ghana, that means we can't name anything after those who overthrew. Then the issue is that the CIA orchestrated the coup, organized the coup.
Yes.
So are we saying then we should break relations with the United States of America because through the CIA they removed Nkrumah? So these things become a bit complicated and sensitive and political and takes us to the past. So for me,
We
I
don't
don't
agree
think...
with it.
I
We
beg your
don't
pardon?
agree with it.
No, it's not about agreeing or not. The point is that when you start changing names, then it opens issues in the past. And do we as a country want to revisit those things or keep it in the past as part of our history?
Okay.
That's my point. It's not about the name. Changing a name is not a bread and butter issue. So to me, it's irrelevant.
Right.
But if you change it, it takes us to the past. And do we want to revisit the past? After all, yes, we all know how great Nkrumah was and what he achieved for Ghana and Africa. But not everybody also was comfortable with his rule, especially the one-party state and so on. So some people feel maybe KOTOKA was a hero in their own way. So by doing that, then you are also creating that tension, political tension, which I think is unnecessary.
All right. Thank you very much.
Well, I like Sekou for speaking his mind. There are times that he has spoken against Nkrumah and many people have called for a DNA test. Find out if Nkrumah actually fathered this guy. But I honestly love him for some of the remarks he makes about his own father. In the days of Atta Mills, he was given a very big portfolio in government. His utterances against the government saw him sacked within months of being put there. He made anti-government utterances. And Nkrumah, I beg your pardon, Atta Mills was so disappointed. And he said, you are a part of government. If something is gone wrong, you are just a phone call away from me. Why did you not talk to me so we would find out how together we can solve this? And if you think that you can just go to the gallery and talk, then let me push you closer to the gallery where you can go and make your critiques. And he sacked him. It was one of the worst things that ever happened to this brother here. He and his sister, Samia, have been having issues about a child that died in the care of Samia. And that was supposed to be his child. And on social media, we see them going on and off talking about the child. So it looks like my brother Sekou is a little imbalanced in the head. He's gone through a lot. And nobody has actually looked at him and taken mental health very seriously. I think that the brother might be suffering from some psychological imbalances. But since I am not a doctor, I may not know too much. But let us look at the content of what he has put out. He says it's not a bread and butter situation. And for that matter, for him, it's irrelevant. I feel sad when people reduce national commentary, national discourse to bread and butter. The average Ghanaian is always talking about bread and butter. That is why TV sets can be used to bribe them. That is why 3,000 can bribe delegates. That is why yogurt can be used to bribe people to vote. Yogurt, ice cream. Can you do that in America? Can you go and give people ice cream to induce them to vote for you? Can you do that in Japan? When I see the national discourse reduced into bread and butter situation, chop chop, I feel sad. Where is the sacrifice? Brother says, as long as it's not a bread and butter situation, it's irrelevant. He made some points that we've tackled before in some of our, discussions. But let's go a little bit into that. Just a few seconds and we'll be done. He says not everybody was happy about NKRUMAH'S one-party state. My brother, what led to the one-party state? NKRUMAH was most democratic right from the beginning until idiots started throwing bombs at him. He got paranoid. Like I said on the platform today, my brother, I was involved in an accident once, coming from T.I. Amadeh Secondary School, Kumasi, to my hometown right there in Tamale. The oven bus crashed. In those days, we used to call them 14-man condemned. Or Wakrafi. Have you said bye-bye to your home? Because you are not returning. My brother, the bus crashed. We just had scratches. Nobody died. Bruises. But because I was awake and I saw how the bus veered off the road and crashed into the savannah, and now people were screaming, it remained with me for years. Anytime I sat in a car, and the car even bumped into potholes, I jumped and I screamed. There were times that, in fact, drivers, had to send me to the back. And that even made it worse. Let alone a man standing and seeing a bomb meant for him tear people into shreds right in front of him. Blood flying all over the place. Broken limbs, torn limbs, flying all over like butterflies. And shrapnels of the bomb. Did you hear the word? Shrapnels of the bomb got lodged in his body, ending up giving him cancer and killing him in 1972. He said, okay, it's power you want. That is why you are bombing me. It's a one-party state now. We're going to wait until we have a certain amount of peace. Then we'll be able to deal with this. My brother, NKRUMAH was reactionary. He reacted to some of these things that happened in his time. A man employed by the state, a policeman, Ametewe, opened fire at him, close range. Bah, 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 bah. It took Salifu Dagati to stand in the way of the bullets and take that. Recently, some people started saying, oh, whatever it was, there was somebody who stood against the bullets and fought the bullets and died in place of NKRUMAH. And NKRUMAH wrote that in his book. Clearly. No argument about that. NKRUMAH knew where he wanted to take the party to. He knew where he wanted to take the country to. But there were people around him who were deviants. They were not ready to allow him to do that. His heart was beating for the nation. And he knew these people were no good. They were going to do everything possible to destroy the country. They had demonstrated it time and again with the UGCC. So what did he do? He decided to protect the land. My brother, when there's confusion in our country, what do? Don't we have curfews? You shut everybody from going out. When we have problems in our schools, don't we postpone elections? Don't we do that? My brother, my sister. So, Seku, what are we in the first place rewarding KOTOKA for the coup? He was a hero because he removed a dictator and restored democracy. Did he? Did he restore democracy? For a whole year, there was confusion. No election, nothing. Development went down to the ground. They were only stealing to the point that, even at the end of it all, the man that KOTOKA chose to be the head of state of Ghana took a bribe and was sacked. The first time in our history, and it never happened again, that a president, better still a head of state, took bribe and was sacked. He took bribes from Frank Atta Nzerebe. a Nigerian businessman who later came to open a Fan Milk. You know Fan Milk? And Fan Milk, that's his initials. F-A-N, Frank Atta Nzerebe. Frank Atta Nzerebe. My brother, my sister, those who said they were bringing democracy and removing Nkrumah, when they came, what did they achieve? To the point that soldiers were even angry that Nkrumah was far better after 1 year and had to go after these traitors, as Nkrumah called them. And they killed some of them. This is the man you are rewarding or awarding or glorifying. And I heard somebody talk about Oliver Cromwell and all that. We've dealt with that. We won't go into that. You see, akoko sachra kruma enye no fe. Because he must always find a way to fault you so he can eat you. I don't know how many people understand this. Some of these people, it is their thing to vilify Nkrumah so that they can become politically relevant. Paul Adumochre and, you know, all those guys from the UP agenda. In fact, they have to find a way of vilifying Nkrumah so they can remain relevant. But Nkrumah has been the best thing, better than all their heroes combined. Tuseku, I know you are speaking your mind, but my brother, let's take the rhetoric beyond bread and butter. We have eaten too much. We have no common sense. Let's put aside the food. Let's fast. Changing the name to Nkrumah, you know how much benefit is going to bring this country. A lot of economic benefits, emotional benefits, commonsensical benefits. So you don't want a political, what politics? KOTOKA was a villain. All his achievement is a coup. What is his other achievement? Then you come and tell me, is that a bread and butter issue? And Nkrumah did this, and people see him as a hero, and for that matter, we should let the name be there. No, sir. It's the Black Pots, aka Kukushodamo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. Minister shocked as rotting dead bodies cause or chase DOMAA school children away. Can I take it again? Minister shocked as rotting dead bodies chase DOMAA school children away. I saw a story published by Ghana Web and I was shocked. So I decided to follow up on the story. Watch this. From Ghana Web. Bad cemetery order disrupts learning activities at primary school. And this is the cemetery. Abu Abu Cemetery. And the source is Otek FM. My brother, it was published on Saturday the 7th. Run the story. Head teacher of Abu Abu number 2, Roman Catholic kindergarten and primary school. And please underline kindergarten and primary school. In the DOMAA Central Municipality of the Bono region. Mr. Rexford Korang has raised serious concerns about the health and safety of pupils and staff due to the school's proximity to the Abu Abu Cemetery. Dash it away. My brother, the story is sad. Now, when the kindergarten children are in school, primary school children are in school, between age 1 and 10, little children in school. Their school is so close to the Abu Abu number 2 cemetery. And whilst in school having classes, D for dog, E for elephant, F for, then they carry dead bodies in a procession right onto the compound of the school. sometimes dancing, dead bodies in front of the little children. The little children see this. Some of them get frightened. Some of them do not even want to go to school anymore. So when the teachers are in there and they see that there's a procession coming with dead bodies, they try to close down the whole school's doors and windows, so that when the procession leaves, the doors can be opened. But sometimes it takes hours. So they just close the school and ask the children to go home. My brother, and that is not all. When it rains, according to the headmaster, Mr. Kurang, the whole place is smelling of dead, rotting bodies. People that have been buried there. When it rains, it's like carcass all over the place, smelly. The children cannot study. And a lot of water they drink from there is from wells and also from boreholes. So they are basically drinking corpse water. Water that has bathed the rotting bodies and has gone underground into their boreholes and also into their wells. Only God knows how many people have caught diseases that have no names in the medical dictionary because of drinking corpse water. Little children, kindergarten, primary school, almost every time they see dead bodies being carried in their school compound amidst some kind of fanfare, and then they go to bury them there. My brother, my sister, when I saw this story, it shocked me. And I decided to place a call to the school to find out exactly. And what I heard even shocked me more. As we were speaking with the school authorities, there was a new burial that was ongoing. And you could hear noises in the background. My brother, some of the school children have had their parents come to the school to tell the teachers their children couldn't sleep last night. They had nightmares and they were screaming in their sleep. And they believed it was because of the cemetery. Because of that, some of them who can afford have been able to take their children out of the school to other places where there are no cemeteries. I decided to go to the Ministry of Education to find out if the ministers there know about this incident. I met the Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Apak, who is actually an MP also for Musa South. This is Dr. Clement Apak. In fact, he's an archaeologist by training, an academician. I spoke with him and he was shocked what I was telling him. They didn't have an idea that this was what was happening because nobody had reported to them. Watch this.
All right, Honorable Dr. Apak. The DOMAA in Kro area there, they have a school that is said to be so close to a cemetery. And anytime it rains, freshly buried bodies start to stink, and this keeps the place very uncomfortable, and they have to close down the school time after time. Has it come to the notice of your ministry?
And to indicate that this has not come to the attention of the minister nor myself, but courtesy of you, it has now come to my attention. So what I would do is to get in touch with the Director General of the Ghana Education Service so that we can identify the particular school, the location, and then take remedial measures. But what I can say is that it's a very worrying piece of information.
for several reasons. We are dealing with young minds who would need a peaceful, serene, clean, wholesome environment so that teaching and learning can go on. Clearly, the teachers too would need a similar environment. So based on the assessment that would come, at least one or two things have to happen. It is either we consider relocating the school, which will mean building a school away from the cemetery, or looking at the burial practices to ensure that at least the graves are dug to a certain minimum depth to avoid the smell that has become unbearable, leading to the closure of the school when it rains. But it is something that needs to be acted upon, because this cannot be allowed to continue. It doesn't augur well for teaching and learning.
It's also been said that during school hours, and this is a primary school, Abu Abu number 2, during school hours, dead bodies are carried right on the compound of the school in a procession to the cemetery. And these are little children. They get frightened sometimes, and in fact, it looks like they need urgent attention.
I agree with you. I mean, I can only imagine myself at that age and how fearful I was, even pondering on the concept of death itself, let alone to witness the procession towards a cemetery whilst I'm in a classroom. Clearly, it would impact me negatively if I lay back into time to the days that I was in elementary school. I mean, we are talking about between ages 3 kg to primary 6, at least about 10, at most 11 years. So that period is very impressionable. And to be witnesses to this certainly is not good for a teaching and learning environment. So ultimately, if that is the case, and I have no reason to doubt you, the most reasonable thing to do would be to relocate the school. And that will have to bring in stakeholders, with community leaders, with GAS in the ministry, so that we can see what we can do as soon as possible.
Wow. So your background as an archaeologist, what do you suggest? Relocation of the school or relocation of the cemetery?
Well, given what the narration has been, I would think that it may actually be easier to relocate the school than to relocate the cemetery. I will be briefing Minister on this issue fully when we meet tomorrow, and I know that usually our thinking by design or destiny is usually in the same direction. I don't think that Minister would agree that this should continue, and I think it will be amenable to the decision to relocate the school. That would be the easier option as far as we are concerned, because that can be within the authority of the minister and the ministry and government to relocate the school. To relocate the cemetery would be much more complicated, and I don't think that in the shortest possible time we will be able to deal with that aspect of it.
Honorable Clement Abbas Apak, PhD. He's an archaeologist. He's a deputy minister of education. His boss is Honorable Haruna Idrisu. They are both MPs. And he was shocked. You could feel that in his voice, the sorrow. For how long can we continue exposing our little ones, those we call the future generation leaders, to this kind of hazards? They are exposed to dead bodies at a very young age. Their concept of death is not even well developed. Even as adults, how many of us can contend with death? They see dead bodies being carried in and out. They stand on the school compounds and then they see dead bodies being buried. Some of them go to toilet in the cemetery. And then when it rains, the whole place becomes a carcass yard. Smell. Nobody can sit there. Smell. And when they go to drink water from the borehole, and also from the well, sometimes they even see worms in there. Worms. Where are the worms from? The dead bodies? Oh, why? So the minister was shocked and he said they will do something. Thanks so much to Otek FM for bringing the news out and helping to protect our little ones. Thanks to Ghana Web for publishing it. And thanks to Dr. Clement Abbas Apak, Deputy Minister of Education, doubling also as the MP for Bulsa South. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we have breaking news. Hey ya! Hey yo! Wayo!
Blackpot. Kuku show them.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly do that and hit on the notification button so that each time we are on, you'll be reminded to watch. Remember to also, talk about us to family and friends. In other words, please recommend us. This is the fastest growing online TV, online network on Pan-Africanism and patriotism. Our country, and you respond or nothing. Notre pays ou rien. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. And we have breaking news. Yes? Breaking news. And we're going to break it even further. Story number 5. Watch this. Angry Abu Trika drags Ghana to court. Wow! Hey! It's the Republic versus Abu Trika. Abu Trika has turned round to take the Republic to court. Now, who is Abu Trika? Frederick Kumi. He's from Swedro. He has a plush mansion. Oh my God. Right there inside Swedro. And is sitting on Kwansakrom Junction. In fact, Liberty Junction in Kwansakrom. This is Abu Trika. Very well fed. When you look at his body, you will know that this is a man of good taste. This is Frederick Kumi, aka Abu Trika. He's also known as Emmanuel Kojoban, but is popularly known as Abu Trika. He's an alleged scammer who has stolen so much money in millions to the tune of 8 million American dollars from old Americans who he lied to and scammed them of their hard-earned life savings. This is Abu Trika. Yes, he's only 27 years old, thereabout. And he is in court. The FBI wants him in America to help with investigations and also to stand trial for stealing $8 million American dollars, allegedly, from American people. He's been going to court. Every now and then we see him in handcuffs. In fact, 2 of his friends were part of him, and then the court said, oh, you can let the 2 guys go. We all saw how they were arrested, and we have told you the whole story. There's breaking news today. Let's go to City Newsroom and see how Abu Trika has become so angry. Abu Trika sues FBI. Did you hear that? American FBI. Abu Trika is the first man in the history of Ghana to sue FBI. Iyoko. That is where the nation comes into play. Over arrest. And he demands 10 million Ghana cedis in damages. Wow. Run the story. Frederick Kumi, popularly known as Abu Trika, has filed a lawsuit at the High Court against the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and other security agencies claiming unlawful detention and violations of his fundamental human rights. Now the suit names the Minister of Interior. Listen. Minister of Interior, Mohammed Mubarak. The Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC. The FBI, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, where Capo di Tutti Capi, Raymond Archer, is, and the Attorney General as respondents. Wow. According to him, his arrest on December 11, 2025 subjected him to physical and psychological distress, amounting to torture and inhumane treatment, contrary to Article 15 of the 1992 Constitution. His court documents indicated that over 15 armed officers stormed his apartment in the airport residential area. So you see, we told you where he was arrested and in what building. Forensically, no mistakes. Remember where you heard it first from, okay? While he was playing video games with friends, claiming that he was immediately handcuffed and restrained from morning till late evening without access to food, water, or rest. Abu Trika also accused Iyoko of violating his presumption of innocence by publicly labeling him a notorious cyber criminal in a news release before any judicial determination of guilt. Notorious cyber criminal. Through the lawsuit, Abu Trika has demanded compensation of 10 million Ghana cedis from NACOC, FBI, and Iyoko for the mistreatment, invasion of privacy, and emotional distress. Woo! So this is Abu Trika. And that's not all. You know what Abu Trika is saying? He says there were so many cars in his house. Lamborghini, Mercedes-Benz, and Cybertruck vehicles found at my airport residential apartment were faulty vehicles left in my care for sale by clients. Abu Trika told the court that all those cars were not his, so they were all faulty. And his clients had brought those to him to sell. That's what Abu Trika said. So all those cars should be returned immediately or else trouble. Restrain Interior Minister assigns from extraditing me until suit on my human right violation is determined. Hey. You know what Abu Trika is saying? He's saying that he is telling the court not to ever allow him to be extradited to the United States, to the FBI, until they sit on this issue of not giving him food, handcuffing him, not giving him rest, not giving him food, not giving him water. And then after he's paid the 10 million, they can now send him to the US. That's what he say. Deal with my human rights violations first before even thinking about sending me to the United States. That's what Abu Trika is saying. That's what Abu Trika is saying. Somebody just whispered into my ear. Say, Yebetwa utia. Usi utia oya. And I'm coming here. Say, Yebekmuwa. Usi utia oya. You are about to be executed. You say you have a headache. They should allow you to treat the headache first before you are executed. But legally, that is what it is. If a man is sick, he is supposed to be allowed to get well as human rights, right? Before you can execute anything against him. Abu Trika says, Minim sebu ba bekumi. Yen sumiti ye me ya. Mma me pala. Minya pala nu wia. You can do whatever you want to do. It looks like Abu Trika is already foreseeing that no matter what, he'll be extradited to the United States on behalf of the FBI. But he wants to be able to leave something behind for the family. Something to take care of his lawyers. That's an opinion. Because he's made it clear. Before you extradite me, please, my human rights violations may hear 10 million. I mean, Sanka me 10 million. Let me leave that with my family, my mother and father, and then go. Well, this is breaking news. Abu Trika, is he going in? Will he get the 10 million? We have details for you heavy tomorrow when we return. We'll speak with all these bodies, get whatever it is into detail. But for now, this is just breaking news. Abu Trika has dragged Ghana and America, two nations, to court. What a man. He has gone down in history as the first man in the history of Ghana to sue the FBI. Is the Blackport, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Remember, Fugu is not a blouse. It's not a blouse. It's not a blouse. Fugu is not a blouse. Hey, no. This is the Blackport, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. We're about to go. Let's look at your final comments, and then we are gone. All right? Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Patawo says, greetings, Black Rasta High Part. Conscious Agbemenu Ahosu says, let the fire come, my guru. Big up to one of my lovely sisters. She's called Boutique. How are you doing, Boutique? Biblical Man says, fire, yeah. Okay? More fire. Haruna Inusa says, greetings to you, my senior most mentor, watching your live stream from China. Seriously, the political atmosphere in Ghana is no longer encouraging at all. From the look of things, everyone is now coming to make money but not serving their constituents. And with the issue of widows trying to always succeed their husbands in parliament after their demise, such issues should be seriously dealt with. If not, women will be poisoning or killing their husbands for succession of power. I was totally disappointed seeing the NDC that are coming to fight corruption, but rather found in corrupt practices. Well, I do understand you and agree with you, but remember, that is why Mahama has taken such a solid decision to recall his ambassador or the High Commissioner. It's a serious thing to do. I will appreciate it if you could consider introducing a segment that educates the public on the roles and responsibilities of key public officers, such as the IOCO, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the Secretary to the President, and the Chief of Staff. This could include their core mandates, as well as the expected do's and don'ts associated with these positions. Thank you for your time and consideration. Thanks so much, Inusa. And how's China? Love and respect. More comments coming in. Yes, we have Arafat Ramos Imoro. It says more fire, Black Rasta. Zion Genesis says listening. Kelvin Bregano says watching you live from Dubai. Yakubu Usman says good evening, Black Rasta. Now wungum tini table. Kelvin Bregano says more fire. More comments coming in. All right. We have Franklin Safu who says good evening, boss. Allow me to deviate from your topics today. It is increasingly becoming impossible to date in our dear country Ghana. You meet a woman today and the next thing is she hasn't eaten when you call to check on her the very next day. Now the sad thing about it is most of them start thinking like rational people after they are single mothers. Please advise our young ladies that time is taking, and if they don't change, men who don't see value in them will continue making them single mothers. It's really sad. Stay blessed. Thanks. So women, beautiful ladies, this is it. You say, Ochame onim kasano, Osinana, Wawa swoom. More comments coming in. I'll make sure that they come through Facebook. Let them also come through YouTube. Kelvin Bregano says more fire. Isa Yesu says Black Rasta respect. Keep your good work for your country. We are always with you. Isa Yesu continues and share the live and also like. So family also share and like. Thank you so much, Isa Yesu, for sharing and liking, the broadcast. Daga Jifado says Baba Jamal is just being used as a scapegoat. I want to ask, didn't the authorities see him when he filed for the candidacy? Why didn't they say something or stop him rather than watching him go through the process of the primaries? No. It's not about him contesting. In fact, it's legal for him to contest. The problem is the inducements. That's where the problem is. It's not about him being in office and competing. It's okay. It's allowed. Okay? I think this delegate political primary should be abolished. It has become like a business now. No wonder we have MPs fighting in parliament with chairs and tables. All the politicians do pay hypocrisy at his peak. They should be fair to him. All the politicians influence the delegates. This is so bad. Thank you for that beautiful comment. Kwame Kwashi says, come here. This is the Mecca of the truth. Dash it away. Abenasela. Ha. Says, ha, ha, ha. Abenasela. Kwame Kwashi says, oh, Black, may the spirits of our ancestors continue to protect you and your team and all the patriots of truth who are gathered here. Solomon Telfa says he didn't use wisdom to make his decision. Okay? Ooh, let us know. Maxwell Kokroko Komla says, Black Rasta, you are the epitome of truth. You are always here and we are with you. Thank you. Haruna Wishfill says, so why would you overspend to become an MP? That's a big question. If you don't overspend, you will not become. Is it by force? Ibrahim says Baba Jamal is a greedy man. A high commissioner to Nigeria isn't enough innovation for him and he still wants to go to parliament. The NDC must ensure he loses his candidacy as well. Mutumi Mbanza. Well, there are some other people who are saying that Honorable Adam died and left so many filling stations and so much for his wife. The wife could have also been all right with that. Why does she want to be in parliament? Did she have it in her head already, or she was also induced to do that? Okay? It is what it is. Conscious Agbe Menu, I was to say share. Please share the broadcast. Eagle Eye says no evidence showing Baba Jamal has handed TV to anyone. Okay. But he didn't deny it, did he? Akanayo Zurai says Black. It's been a while. The Swarungo boy did bring, the Swarungo boy, did bring any update again. Why I love this Swarungo boy, I don't know. Well, it's coming out soon. Bright Mackenzie says, in my opinion, if this is not tackled well, then we should forget it. Forget the camp he or she belongs to. The needful must be done. Sanity is what we're calling for. Okay? More comments. Ibrahim says, Baba Jamal is a greedy man. Okay. And then Eagle Eyes. Okay. I think we've read those ones. Okay. Vindicator The Rock says, Rasta man don't hate. Yes, we don't hate. Ni Odate Mill says, Black Rasta, your blouse is very nice. Thank you. I just came back from Kumasi the other day and said, Zambia Foipa, almost say, Fuguye Browse. KWEKU, Whosu PSC says, oh, Baba the goat. Joshua, I am up, says, I'm just thinking about the fact that he may lose both his position as the High Commissioner and eventually the MP. And it would be a big warning to every other person who wants to walk in his footsteps, should it come out so. Okay? More comments. Irene Fidelia Gadogbe says, I can't believe Ras thinks like this. Yes, it's been ongoing, but it always comes to a time when we all need to say it's bad and we have to stop this. It takes one issue to end a societal badness. I think what Ras is trying to say is that this has been happening and we are not really doing anything about it. Don't be hypocritical about it. Let's expand the electoral college. I think basically that's what he's talking about. Okay? David Kwamla Kujewu says, Black Rasta, your program is a great one. Keep it up. Nothing but the truth. Thank you. Eagle Eye says, no evidence showing Baba Jamal handed over TVs to anyone. Okay, we hear you. Milovan says, Pristia Sankofa Gold Mine, Lands Commission, Hajj Board, who is more greedy, Jamal or Hajia? Well, Conscious Agbemenu also is watching. Ras Okoko Fisun Moon says, come here, watch this, dash it away. Abu Majid Gunu says, Ras Mubarak was Kumbungu MP, not Savulugu. You're right. You are right. Kumbungu, Savulugu. Kumbungu, Savulugu. You are right. You are right. We will deal with it. We apologize, okay? Rap Thunder says, welcome, legendary Blakk. Raskaba says, assalamu alaikum, my big brother. Professor Black Rasta himself. More respect to you. And I pray that may the Almighty Allah keep protecting and guiding you. Kofi Ahmed Demenya says, Ago class, pay attention to Professor Blakk. Show boy, JDSGHS, greetings Blakk. We are live. Oi, oi, our country or nothing. Rap Thunder has been here for a while. MashaAllah, to have you come. Come here, watch this. Dash it away. I love you, legendary. And then it's a Monday class, Black Rasta. Oh, we love you. Okay? Yaodobo says, good evening, my professor. Dennis Bansa says, I love your fugu. Everything about you screams truth to the umpteenth time. Thank you. Jennifer. Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer says, hello, Black Rasta, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you so much. Rap Thunder says, I love your smoke, legendary. You are in the culture today. Love to see you in that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Remember, fugu is not a blouse. Mary Nanjo, wow, says, hello, Black Rasta. I hope you had a great weekend. I am ready to hear from you. Come here. Dash it away. Now, Prince Tamaklu says, I'm here to listen to the truth only. As always, okay? Stephen Jackson says, we are live in a beautiful Monday class. Good evening to you, Mr. Black Rasta, and I hope you're doing well. Sir Yahya Salifu says, good evening, please. What is in the pot for the Black Pot family today? As usual, the truth. Come here. Why? Fatai Pedro says, hi, incantational Black Rasta. Thank you. Mary Nanjo says, I love your batakari. It's not a blouse. Okay? And then we have Mubash Shushu says, hi. Anwar Sadak Larry says, Black Rasta, good evening. Sweet Papito says, Amaraba Rasta Sabenle, speak truth to power as usual. Hey, come here. Why you think say you day wise? Man. Okay? More comments. All right? We have Sweet Papito and all these wonderful people saying, hi, hi, hi. We love you. Anwar Sadat says, may Allah Almighty bless and protect you. Elizabeth Fojo says, you this guy, you are not serious at all. Stupid talk. Which one is that? Elizabeth, Stupid talk. Which one is that? Which one? Who are you referring to? We want to know. On this platform, we don't really encourage giddy like that. So take it easy, okay? How do Isaka says, Lord have mercy? Samuel A.O. Sunday Adedeku says, what is happening in our hospitals is very bad. Please, can we advise the government to mount CCTV cameras in all hospitals, which should be viewed in the Ministry of Health? Wow, that's a great idea. Yes, David J says, watching you live from Wembley, London. Samuel A.O. Sunday Adedekun says, AGRADAA committed more crimes than Atai. But you, the politicians, you decided to free air while a common mobile phone thief is in there for 10 years. What a shame. Your remote says, not only sacked, but jailed for 3 months. Samuel A.O. Sunday Adedekun says, I bet you none of the public officials who squandered our monies would just go in for 1 month and come back to chill. Would just go in for 1 month and come back to chill, okay? Those who squander our monies go in for 1 month and come back to chill. James W. Doe says, Baba, so give them water. Abu Asuma says, good evening, Black Rasta. All right? Love, 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 love. Ameto Michael says, hey, yo, wayo, our country, or nothing. Henry Atia says, hi, Black Rasta, more fire. James W. Doe says, Jamal, you said the intention. So what is the intention? It is neither here nor there. It becomes a bribe when you give the gift before the vote. Black Baba Jamal, will you give the same gift after the vote? Well, he says every Christmas he gives. Inu Safatao says, good evening, Black Rasta. Thank you for your good work and patriotism to our motherland. Black, please let us know the update on the court case between you and our superstar, Shatawale. James W. Doe says, Jamal, water is not the same as TV. Jamal, water is not the same as TV. Charlie Kofi says, voting is a fundamental civic and patriotic right. Offering gifts on election day or at the moment of voting undermines the principle by creating a sense of obligation. Yes. Subtly pressuring voters. I agree with you. This is a very sensible remark. I like it. It's a civic responsibility of every citizen to go and vote. So when I have to pay you or give you something to induce you to go and vote, give you water to drink before you vote, it undermines that responsibility. It's like going to the mosque to pray. If I have to induce people to go and pray, I have killed the reward they are supposed to be getting. You know, that basic intuition to worship is killed. That's what Charlie Kofi is saying. Very, Mohammed Banjaya once says, more fire legendary. Warrior signed MC Scorpion. The general says, Baba Jamal learned it from Papano. Which one? Henry Atia says, good evening, Black. Thanks for the good job you're doing for Mother Ghana. Thank you. Okay? Samuel Sunday A.O. Adedekun says, I promised to protect the public purse, but when elected president, I ended up stealing the whole purse and I chilled with Sewa Bruni and bathed in the air whilst Ghanaians suffered. Who am I? Neado Nani says, good evening, family. And Honorable Black, how are you doing? Neado. And where it all began, says, I'm very sad and disappointed for how even Baba spoke on the issue. A politician, an experienced lawyer like that. Oh, because we all know every politician gives something anyway. I love what JM and NDC did. Anthony Goka says he's always a controversial person. Charlie Coffey says paying or gifting delegates to influence their vote is prohibited. Bribery, inducement, or anything of value offered to affect a delegate's vote will violate federal and state election laws in the US. That's it. James Ntiri says they all gave items. So why single out Baba Jamal? The president has made it clear because he's a sitting appointee. Okay? Jamal is corrupt. This is Charlotte Agweka talking. Bernice Foledome says, God is watching. Burning issues on Islam. If a politician doesn't know how to respond to allegations, it's very sad. Okay, we hear you. All right? Well, this is all where it all comes to an end. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. My name is Blakk Rasta. We catch you again tomorrow at 6 p.m. And we have a whole lot of stories for you. Until such time when I and I buck up again, God bless. Hey! Hey! Wayo!